Hello, and welcome back to another manga review. This time we've got Boruto Chapter 14, Duty. And where we left off, Boruto had been taken out of commission by Jura. He'd been put in handcuffs. So what's going to happen now? Is he going to get interrogated by the Leaf? What are they going to do with him? Well, let's dive in and find out. So we start off with a cover of Koji, looking dapper as ever. And then we jump into Boruto wakes up in an interrogation room. He's with Konohamaru and what's his name? Hibiki, the torturer guy. He's still handcuffed. He struggles, but it's no point. Konohamaru points out that any attempt to make activate any jutsu is pointless, and any attempts to will probably just injure your arm, so he's just got to stay put. Boruto kind of just asks if everyone's okay, because we know what he's like. He's a caring lad. And where's the enemy? Konohamaru informs him that the enemy has run off, as they certainly did, and everyone is fine. They may have lost some comrades this time round, but the ones they were targeting are fine. So that's Himawari, Sarada, and Inashiko Cho. Sorry, I can't clear my throat. We then jump to Inojin, who is being healed by Sakura. She's amazed that he's completely healed. I'm not sure if she's aware that Himawari healed him with Kurama's chakra. She points out that his chakra flow has been disrupted, but she should be able to get it going again, and he should then wake up. So everyone's relieved. Inojine's going to be fine. And then you've got, obviously, Ino looking over her son, looking worried. So after that little moment, we jump back to the interrogation. Konohamaru's got a lot of questions for Boruto, and then it's also revealed that the annoying two elders who are somehow still alive are monitoring the situation, and so is old man. I've forgotten his name. The inventor guy. Whatever, it'll come to me in a moment. I'll actually mention his name later, and I'll be like, oh yeah, it was that guy. But anyway, so they first ask who the people who attacked Konoha are, the Shinju, and asking why they specifically wanted Sarada and Himawari. And then it's also revealed that Ida is eavesdropping on the interrogation with her Senraigen. Sorry, I hope that's how you pronounce it. I'm doing it off the top of my head. And she's relaying this all to Kawaki. Damon is sort of mocking him a bit, because it's he's like, oh well, what happens if everything gets revealed about this whole switch? Not that anyone would believe the story anyway, especially coming from Boruto, as Damon points out. Ida kind of chastises him, says not to bring that up and don't kind of agitate Kawaki. Kawaki doesn't seem to be fussed though, and he's actually still blaming. He's actually blaming Boruto for the disappearance of Naruto, and that he still sees Boruto as a ticking time bomb, a raging Otsutsuki waiting to happen, and that the only option to deal with Boruto is to kill him, eventually, now or in the future. But he agrees that it's important to get intel off of Boruto. And then we swap back. We see Mitsuki waiting outside the interrogation room. And it's sort of jumped a little bit in the future. He's revealed the intel of those people being divine tree people who possess self-consciousness. So he's revealing all this information that we already know, that they're personality, their appearance is based on the chakra of the person who was consumed by one of the claw grimes and turned into a tree. So he pointed out, he even reveals that Hidari is based off Sasuke, and that Matsuri is based off Moegi. This unsettles Konohamaru a bit, obviously, because he's close to Moegi. We then jump to the next page, where Boruto warns Konohamaru that Matsuri is eager to devour him, Konohamaru. And this is where Amado, I remembered his name without seeing it in the manga. So Amado pipes up and says that normally the Shinju would want to just consume an Otsutsuki, plant their roots, and consume the world's chakra. But gaining intelligence has sort of given them new purpose. They want intelligence and knowledge, and they want to learn about emotions. So they just want more information. So it kind of puzzles them. Boruto, it then reveals that the one egging them all on is Jura. And this is where it gets revealed that it's more knowledge that he seems to know, that Jura isn't based on anyone. So I know there was a lot of speculation of whether Jura might be based on someone, like, and then looking at that, I know one of the strongest theories people had, that he was based off of Ishiki or Jigen, but no, Boruto, who has obviously knowledge from Future Sight man, who I've said his name at the start of this video and I've forgotten his name. Whatever, Jiraiya clone, and Koji. So that he's saying that Jura isn't based on anything. He is just a direct incarnation of Ten Tails, and he will be the one steering the crisis. But then he points out that and he's saying if we can defeat Jura, then we stop the danger. And Konohamaru, obviously a bit suspicious, asks, "How do you know all this information?" Now, we as readers know that he got this information from Koji, who has Future Sight. But he says that if he answers this, it would influence the decision on whether they trust Boruto or not. And Boruto reveals that he does have a source, but he's not going to reveal it. And that's for his own safety. He was asked not to reveal it, and it's obvious. He can't reveal that he's getting this information from Koji. So Konohamaru isn't happy. He says it's unacceptable that they just believe a traitor's tale. And Boruto spits back that, well, back at ya. Most of you want me dead. And the only reason I'm alive is because I've got intel. And then in chime the stupid old man that no one likes, that it doesn't matter what the Shinju desire and what Konoha must do hasn't changed. All hostile elements should be eliminated, and that includes Boruto. He then gives him this statement of fact that whatever he says, he's not leaving this room alive, and that and then the old lady chimes in that if he gives good intel willingly, then they would give him a clean, painless death. But then she asks, "Why did you harm Naruto?" Then we get a little just change of pace. It's Shikamaru having an internal conversation. And it's Boruto and Shikamaru having a mental communication via Ino. And it's to basically say here that if he's not going to sell out Kawaki, then Boruto has to maintain the ruse of him being the one who harmed Naruto, and he has to remain a fugitive, which Boruto is fine with. Then we see Shikamaru sort of struggling, like he is trusting Boruto, but his mind, essentially the omnipotence, is telling him that he should not be trusting Boruto. So he's sort of wrestling with that at the moment, and this sort of explains why people miss such obvious things, that the omnipotence is so strong. You look at Boruto, who looks exactly like Naruto. He has the Kurama whiskers and everything, and yet that doesn't trigger anything because omnipotence is so strong. But Shikamaru, being the intellectual he is, has fully convinced himself that Boruto is Boruto Uzumaki, and even though his mind is telling him that this is wrong, he's still going to believe it. So we then move on, and Boruto actually reveals to the elders, to everyone in the room, that Naruto and Hinata are alive. And they're all shocked, and that they necessarily don't necessarily believe him. They want to know where Naruto and Hinata are, and Boruto isn't going to reveal that. Obviously, because that would implicate Kawaki, and he doesn't want to do that. And as I said, they obviously don't believe him. But Boruto claims he hasn't said a lie. He's threatened by the old elder man of a painful death because he's being insolent, which is where Hibiki now steps up. He's going to start his standard cruel punishments. Boruto is unfazed, of course. Now, it then shifts a little bit, where Shikamaru now starts a mental conversation with Ino. He asks how Inujin is, and it's revealed that he's safe, so he's happy about that. And Ino doesn't kind of let the small talk go on. She immediately kind of goes straight to Shikamaru and says that, you want to talk about Boruto, don't you? And Shikamaru wants to talk to Boruto off the grid again. And he asks Ino to pull him into the transmission between them. She's kind of upset. She asks if it's an order, because what they're doing is highly against regulations, and that all these mental communications should be reported. Shikamaru wants Ino to trust him, not as the Hokage, but as her friend. But I don't know if it's the omnipotence, but she ends up refusing Shikamaru's request and refuses to do the mental link. And while she refuses, it's got a little kind of panel of the unconscious Inujin, so perhaps Inujin getting in danger and almost killed has sort of influenced Ino here, which is sort of it's understandable. So Hibiki starts threatening Boruto, and he wants more information about where Naruto is. Boruto stays quiet, and he slams Boruto's head on the desk. He then reveals that he's been itching to beat the crap out of Boruto since he heard that he killed Naruto. And nice little quip from Boruto: it must be nice to have so much free time. From which Hibiki just sucker punches him. Shikamaru's kind of unsettled by this because he wants to help Boruto, but it's a difficult position. Then this is where Shikamaru's plan comes into effect to help Boruto. He orders a venom strategy. So send in Mitsuki, who we know from the previous chapter has, or whenever, was it the previous chapter? But we know that Mitsuki's belief in Boruto being the traitor has already started to falter. And they still think that Mitsuki might snap and try and kill Boruto, and Shikamaru says he'll take the fall for that. So then we snap back to the scene of Ida is spying on them and reveals to Kawaki that he's not going to sell him out, and he's trying to protect him. Damon doesn't understand it. Kawaki's a bit lost in thought. So then Mitsuki goes in. I think it's Shikadai who sent him in, or is it Shikamaru? Either way, it doesn't. Shikamaru. Yeah, so Shikamaru was on the outside. Fair enough. So Shikamaru sends Mitsuki in and seems to hand him something. And he points out that, this is a mission, you should do your duty, understand? We don't understand what that means, but Mitsuki steps in. Konohamaru warns him that Boruto is a material witness, and getting intel from him is critical to Konoha's safety. So the first thing that happens is Boruto then provokes Mitsuki by saying, "Are you still idiotically searching for your son?" Mitsuki immediately just jumps into Sage mode and jumps Boruto. So Konohamaru immediately tries to jump, and then Mitsuki's, seems angry. Hibiki's telling him it's Konohamaru telling him to stand down, but it's revealed to all be an act. Mitsuki's not angry, and he uses this moment to free Boruto from his shackles, and even tells him that where his equipment is and how many guards there are. Boruto then reveals his hands are free. He's got his sign ready for Flying Raijin. But he lets them know that he doesn't see any of them as foes, and he'll share he will gladly share intel freely, but what he decides and when he decides it, at which point he zips away. Konohamaru's surprised that he's managed to slip the cuffs, and that the reason he's surprised is because only Amado and I'm even wrong. I'm reading it wrong. Konohamaru, Shikamaru, and Hibiki are the only ones who should have known the combination to unlock the shackles. Hibiki kind of chastises the creations, says Amado's creations are a flop. But it's revealed that what Shikamaru handed to Mitsuki was the code to the cuffs. So it was their little plot to free Boruto, just kind of on the sly, and they seem to have gotten away with it. Mitsuki's not getting blamed for it. And Boruto snaps in, grabs his equipment, and then Flying Raijin's out. The elders say, "What a blunder, we've lost our opportunity to bring Boruto down, and that there will be ramifications for Shikamaru for this." God, who likes the elders? They're annoying. How are they still alive? And then we jump on a bit into the future. We're in the Hokage's office, and we get a transmission. Oh, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry. So we get Sarada snapping into the office. They were trying to stop her, but she wants to know the results of Boruto's interrogation. It's revealed to her that he escaped. At that point, they get a transmission from Kankuro, where he reveals that... I need a drink of water. it's revealed that Gaara and Shinki were taken down. So they don't reveal what actually happened to Gaara, but they say that Shinki got treed. So he's been consumed, and then we go to the Shinju hideout, where what we already suspected, the mystery Shinju is based on Shinki, and he's been given the name Ryu. And that is where the chapter ends. So it's sort of good that it didn't drag on, I suppose. So Boruto revealed information willingly to Konoha, and then escaped, and we've now got the identity of the mystery Shinju who appeared up in the last chapter. So I'll look forward to the next chapter. Obviously, we've got to wait another month, but maybe we'll get more information about Kurama from Himawari. Maybe, well, who knows what Boruto will do? Who knows what Kawaki will do? It's all a mystery. But if you've got any idea, if you guys have any theories of what's going to happen next chapter, I'd love to hear it. But otherwise, I'll catch you all next time. Bye now.